If I bleed tonight, if I am sad tonight, I don't have a job to find. And if I work tonight, if I'm so tired tonight, I'll fall asleep when I'm home, when I'm home. Just so far from here, focused on my own way, with never looking back to those who lived in fear. There was nothing I could do, there was nothing you said that could make me realize how much lucky I was. Just out of reach of the fire, was not aware of the nightmare, but when I stopped to see through sight, begging for help, begging for hope, just need to open my eyes down, try to change them to sunshine, to be someone among others. I've got to try it. If I bleed tonight, if I am sad tonight, I don't have a job to find. If I work tonight, if I'm so tired tonight, I fall asleep when I'm home, when I'm home. No way to go, no one that can see.
Nicknamed the Lady in Black and the toughest track to tame by many NASCAR fans and advertised as a NASCAR tradition. Welcome to the toughest track on the NASCAR circuit, Darlington Speedway. Last week, we saw the points leader Seth Hatchell pull away in his quest for a regular season championship, but with 2 weeks till the chase, could we see our 9th driver lock his way into the chase? It's round 25 from Darlington Speedway, live on PBR Broadcasting. Welcome and thank you for joining us here tonight at Darlington Speedway for the iRacing Drivers World 145. I'm Stephen Parks and I'll be bringing you all the action live here tonight on PBR Broadcasting. First of all, let's take a look at tonight's track. It is a 1.3 mile track. Turn 1s and 2 will have 25 degrees of banking, bumpy progressive banking, while turn 3 and 4 will be equally difficult with 23 degrees of banking. As you come off of turn 2, you will have a drop to 2 degrees of banking, while the front stretch there is 3 degrees of banking. Tonight's race will be roughly 190 miles, equating for 145 laps. So we may see drivers take their time early in hopes of saving their tires for a long run. As we get ready for tonight's race, let's take a look at the points and how they stack up. We have one big change in the points this week as Bob Skinner makes his way back into the top 5. Seth Hatchell would make his chase for the regular season championship known last week, pulling off a win. Hatchell currently sits at 858 points. Adam Baker would struggle last week, finishing 12th, 13 laps down. Baker is currently 50 points back from NB Motorsports teammate Seth Hatchell. David Howard Jr. had a chance to pull off his second straight win late last week, but would see the chance go up in smoke. Howard would finish 11th last week at Bristol and is currently 102 points back in the standings. Chris Samard would move some, but not enough on David Howard Jr. as he does one better than Howard and places 10th last week. Samard is currently 129 points back in the standings. Bob Skinner would peek his way back into the top 5 after a 16th place finish and a no-show from former 5th place driver Keith Mayato. Skinner is currently 157 points back in the standings. Let's take a look now at the team standings real quick. No big news on the team front this week, but let's take a look at those points. NB Motorsports will remain in the lead with 1,871 points after Seth Hatchell would win last week and Ryan Gemmel would help to score 82 points. GAC Racing will remain in second as Lynn McNeese and Dean Viney would combine for 73 points. GAC Racing is currently 93 points back in the standings. SoMO Racing would have Paul Zoda and Kurt Davidson score for combined 73 points to hold on in the run to hold off Max Rev Motorsports. SoMO Racing is currently 392 points back in the standings. Max Rev Motorsports, who we have seen Stephen Burnett be the frontman, had a different frontman last week. Justin Kern would push towards the front for a second place finish. Justin Kern and Travis Wall would combine for 69 points last week, putting Max Rev Motorsports 585 points back in the standings. Rounding out the top 5 will be Diamond State Racing. David Howard Jr. and Timothy Lewis would combine for 55 points in a tough day for both cars. Diamond State Racing is currently 930 points back in the standings. Now we'll take a look at the biggest story this week. 2 races remain in the regular season with Darlington and Richmond remaining. So the race for the chase is getting hot. Currently there are 8 drivers locked into the chase. They are Keith Mayato, Seth Hatchell, Adam Baker, Chris Samard, Shane Papala, Joe Mitchell, Stephen Burnett, and David Howard Jr. Currently the next 8 in are Bob Skinner, Aaron Riley, Paul Zoda, Lupe Gonzalez, Lynn McNeese, David Gainforth, Kurt Davidson, and Joe Mitchell. And right now in practice, we are seeing one of those guys who have not locked their way in, Kurt Davidson, running the fastest time. And then you see below the red line, the next 4 that are out of the chase right now, that would be Justin Kern, who's 15 points back, Dean Viney, who is 25 points back, Jeff Glockner, who is 34 back, and Paul Cohen, who is 68 back of Joe Owen. So there's still a chase to get into the chase here tonight. These guys will definitely be looking for any way possible to get in. I know Justin Kern was looking to make the upset last week. Can he get enough this week to make his way in. We have just finished up practice. We're going to step away for our national anthem real quick. We'll be back with qualifying.
Guys.
And now, the most famous words in motorsports. Gentlemen, start your engine!
And we are back, and right now, Stephen Burnett holds on to, never mind, Lupe Gonzalez will take over the pole for the moment. Looking at where everybody sits right now, it is Lupe Gonzalez, Keith Maoto, Travis Wall, Joe Mitchell, Stephen Burnett rounding out your top 5, as they do have open qualifying tonight. We'll look to see where guys can round out their qualifying time. Still Lupe Gonzalez looking for his first win this year. He's trying to lock his way into the chase as well. Other drivers, let's see, are there any other drivers in that top 5? Justin Kern was in there for a second. And I believe Bob Skinner, yes, Bob Skinner looking for his first win. He's in the top 10 at the moment. I'm not seeing, I think right now Lupe and Bob are your 2 drivers looking to make their way into the chase with a win here tonight, as I don't believe Donald McLaughlin will have enough to get his way into the chase. And I may be wrong here, but I believe this is Donald McLaughlin's first appearance in SoMO for the Cup Series. So I don't believe we've seen him run the Cup Series this season, so great showing by him to start 9th tonight. We do have a decent sized field. Get you the number here in just a moment, as we do have 20 drivers on the field. And right now it looks like you have 14 drivers electing to take time. Kurt Davidson, who was the fastest in practice, Aaron Riley, Paul Zota, Lynn McNeese, Paul Cohen, and David Gainforth, all without times. Justin Kern, who was looking to be the upset last week, he is currently running in 11th. So roughly 1 minute left in practice. We see all of the throwbacks out there. Let's take a run through of the drivers currently on the track. You see right there Joe Mitchell and the old school Labonte 18. Of course, we see Kyle Busch run that a couple times. We know Joe Mitchell is a big Kyle Busch fan. So Lupe, who's gonna run his traditional 575 tonight. Keith, who we've seen run a lot of races in the Coolers 09 car, is going to be out there. Travis Wall in a retro-themed Piggly Wiggly tonight. Saw Joe earlier. Shane's in a kind of a throwback-looking shell. Adam Baker, I believe that is I may be wrong here, but I believe that is a company he works for. I'm going to say Prolivo, and he's probably going to get back to me on that and say that I said it wrong. Stephen Burnett's going to run a Vitter Energy. Definitely a cool looking throwback there. Old School Mountain Dew for Chris Simard, Donald McLaughlin. We haven't seen him run a scheme here this year, so not sure. We have the old Jeff Gordon with kind of a lot of these guys are putting some work into these things to get them fit for their own sponsors. And you see that is Bob Skinner in the old Dale Jr. scheme. As we're getting ready to flip to qualifying, it will be Lupe Gonzalez starting from the pole. Take a look right now with our starting grid once we flip here. And I believe now we will be going to the grid. We will. So let's take a look at tonight's starting grid. Starting on the pole will be Lupe Gonzalez for 575 Motorsports in that 53 machine. Keith Mayato of GAC Racing will start second tonight. Travis Wall of Max Rev Motorsports will be starting third, and Joe Mitchell of MB Motorsports will start fourth. Shane Papala of MB Motorsports will start fifth tonight. Adam Baker of MB Motorsports will start sixth. Stephen Burnett of Max Rev Motorsports will start 7th, and Chris Simard of GAC Racing will start 8th. Donald McLaughlin, a newcomer. This is his first race here for SoMO Racing, or the Lazy Days Racing Cup Series. So we'll have to definitely keep an eye on him. Justin Kern from Max Rev Motorsports will start 10th. Bob Skinner of Mayhem Motorsports will start 11th, and Jeff Glockner of SoMO Racing will start 12th. Seth Hatchell of MB Motorsports will start 13th. Brian Neff, we haven't got that fixed yet, but he is Can-Am Racing, will start 14th tonight. Kurt Davidson of SoMO Racing will start 15th. David Gainforth of GAC Racing will start 16th. Lynn McNeese of GAC Racing will start 17th. Paul Cohen of GAC Racing in 18th. Aaron Riley of SoMO Racing in 19th will start next to teammate Paul Zoda, who will round out your field in 20th. And we are waiting for the pace car to take off. There it goes. It does look like Bob Skinner will be starting from the pits tonight. See if that works out for the 82. As he didn't qualify, I don't believe. And as we get ready to go to the green flag tonight, we want to remind everyone at home to hit that subscribe button, because next Thursday, the Lazy Days Cup Series heads back to Richmond for the final race of the regular season. And you can catch all the action live here on PBR Broadcasting. As they come around, the pace car dips down early. They're going to have a long way to come around to that green flag. And the green flag is out. 145 laps of throwback racing here at Darlington Speedway. And Lupe Gonzalez with the early run on the bottom line. He's going to have to dip it down, keep it out of Keith Mayato. Now the 44 of Travis Wall is going to make a run on the inside. He's going to pass him into second. So Lupe Gonzalez with the great early jump here tonight. as he's coming around to lead his first lap. Travis Wall right behind him, and I've got to admire that 44 throwback. Looks good out there tonight. But Lupe Gonzalez is in search of his first win this season. As he's going to start to put the distance onto the 44. He's going to come right back in turn 3 and 4. Not sure what's happened to David Gainforth, but he's already coming down pit road. He has some damage on that car already. Go back out front. Bob Skinner did get on the track. He is still on the lead lap. 20 seconds back from the leaders, as Lupe Gonzalez and Travis Wall are fighting up front. Travis Wall doesn't really have the run right now on him. We do have Brian Neff moving through the field. He got around Jeff Glockner and puts the distance on Glockner. 24. Jeff Glockner with that new number. Him and Joe Owen have changed numbers this week, as we're looking to see if Owen made the race. Does not look like it. Joe Owen was the former 24, and Jeff Glockner made a statement saying that he was pulling not chase, but I'm gonna think of the name here. But anyways, he went from the 88 to the 24. We do see a pass up front. That is Travis Wall taking it from Lupe Gonzalez. As it looks like Lupe getting a little bit loose coming off the corners right now. As Travis Wall does lead his first lap of the race. Lupe trying to fight back, putting the distance between him and Keith Mayato. As Mayato now into the wall. And Joe Mitchell is sitting right behind him. Same with Shane Papala. They're both fighting to get into that third position. Go back and check out last week's second place winner, Justin Kern, running back here. And the Rainbow Warrior 2. He's actually got, I believe it's a TWR on there, the weekly racer. Great job putting that scheme together. Paul Zoda moving back through the field. Go back here. Not sure what is going on back here, but there are a couple cars with some major damage. I believe that is Kurt Davidson. Yes, it is. Not sure what's happening to the 41. He had a great practice, and he's already got tons of damage on the car. And right next to him, the 33 of Aaron Riley. Ton of damage on that car as well. Bob Skinner still back here. Perfect. Oh, he's got a little bit of crumple on the out on the right side. Darlington stripe right there for him. But he's got the leaders right behind him right now, as he is 25 seconds back. And he's got Travis Wall and Lupe Gonzalez fighting it out right behind him. Now your biggest mover is Paul Zoda in 16th, who started last and 20th. David Gainforth, who was involved in a wreck, still on pit road. And you have Kurt Davidson, who's fallen 3 positions. A lot of damage on that car, as he's going to take a little bit more. And Bob Skinner, who started from the pits, he is in the wall. No caution, they're going to keep it green, but he did have to tow. It looked like he might have had a little bit of an iRacing glitch, gets stuck in the wall there. As Travis Wall now coming around to lead his 6th lap of the night. Early on in this race, we're seeing a lot of movement from a lot of drivers, as it looks like maybe Lupe got the run coming off of turn 2. He's going to put it right to the back bumper of Travis Wall mid-corner. Bob Skinner still on pit road. He's had to tow it. He was on the front stretch. It's going to take a while for him to get back on the track here tonight. And that is a tough break for Bob Skinner, who got back into the top 5 this week. And right now, the guy that was right behind him, Keith Mayato, is in 3rd. So already green flag laps ticking away here. Lap 13, as we're seeing Lupe get a little bit more aggressive. We're seeing him get the run coming on the backstretch. We are looking for an upset here tonight, as he's going to barely scrape that wall. And right behind him, Keith Mayato starting to get closer to the front too. Keith Mayato does have the most wins right now in the Cup Series. And we're going to have to double check on that, because I believe Seth Hatchell is actually getting close to him in that. So he's going to scrape the wall once again. We're going to double check real quick on that as we see the race unfold here between the 53 and the 09. Lupe Gonzalez, who was the pole sitter here tonight. Travis Waller trying to make a statement from Max Rev Motorsports. And yes, Keith Mayato does have the most wins still with 5. Seth Hatchell with 4. And we are going to see the pass for second. Keith Mayato does make the clear on Lupe Gonzalez. It looks like he kind of laid down, went down to the bottom side, and gave it up to the 09. Go back and take a look at Justin Kern all by himself still. The 24's got a battle on his hands though. That is Jeff Glockner and Len McNeese in the 84 right behind him. And to clarify, oh, the 24 into the wall. He's going to start to spin coming off the corner. He's going to lock it down to the bottom, and he saves it. Great job by Jeff Glockner. And we were thinking William Byron was the one who is going to take over the 24 next year. And it was Chase Elliott, who is in the 24 currently, changing his number. And Jeff Glockner starting to run into problems. He's going to have the 99 of Paul Zoda and the 33 of Aaron Riley make their way around. Jeff Glockner back to 17th. Brian Neff up in 10th now. Makes the pass on points leader Seth Hatchell, who looks like he might be struggling with a little bit of damage on that car already. As Brian Neff for Can-Am Motorsports up into the top 10. Donald McLaughlin, newcomer this year, or this week, to the Cup Series, running solid in 9th. Back up to Travis Wallace, starting to work on that lap traffic, getting around Jeff Glockner now. Kirk Davidson on pit road. Saw all that damage he had on that car. I wonder if he's getting that fixed now. That 44 Piggly Wiggly machine seems to be hooked up tonight. 15 laps led, and he's putting the distance on the 09 of Keith Mayato. He's now getting around the 99 of Paul Zoda, who will now go 1 lap down. And Lupe Gonzalez running into some more problems. He's got he has let the 48 of Adam Baker and the 18 of Joe Mitchell by him. Another driver falling, that is Shane Papala. I'm not sure what happened to him. We'll take a look back real quick as he is on the back pits. See if we can. It is not going to show us what happened, as that is David Gainforth coming back on the track. But Shane Papala running into some issues. He is down in the pits now. Taking a look here to see maybe what happened. Not seeing what exactly happened, as I don't believe it was even an incident. The 44 is getting around the 33 of Aaron Riley, put the pressure on him there as we come to we are on lap 23. We're coming to 24 now. 12 cars remain on that lead lap. No cautions here yet tonight. do have 4 cars on pit road. Shane Papala, Jeff Glockner, Kurt Davidson, and Bob Skinner. David Gainforth has made his way back onto the track. He is right now, check in, he is, I believe, 20 laps down. So he's got some distance to make up. As right now we got a battle for the lead. The 09 of Keith Mayato is going to push the 44 up the hill. And it will be the 09 of Keith Mayato to the lead. Travis Wall able to hold, or unable to hold off, as Keith will now get his first lap led of the night on lap 25. And Adam Baker ran the fastest lap by over 2/10 that last lap. We'll see if the 48 can make a battle towards the front. As right now you have 4 different teams in the top 4 spots. And that is represented by GAC Racing, Max Rev Motorsports, MB Motorsports, and 575 Motorsports. David Gainforth locks it down on the corner there. Looks like he might be coming down pit road once again. As now Lynn McNeese looks like he's going to go a lap down. As Stephen Burnett's going to work his way up into 6th. He's going to get the pass on Chris Samard in that 77 Mountain Dew machine. And we are seeing Kurt Davidson make his way back onto the track. David Gainforth back in the pits. Last car in the lead lap, that is Justin Kern. And we are seeing our first driver taken behind the wall. That is Shane Papala, who will call it quits for tonight. Pack up his car and get ready for Richmond. Shane is locked into the chase so far here. As Lupe Gonzalez, we saw him move into 3rd for a moment. At least it was showing him move into 3rd, and now he is back into 5th. Not sure what unfolded there. As we're seeing last year's champion struggle early here after getting the pole. David Gainforth will also call it a night, so we got 2 cars behind the wall. Kurt Davidson back on the track, Jeff Glockner on pit road, and Bob Skinner on pit road. Keith Mayato will extend his lead out to 1.7 seconds, make it 1.8 at times. Going back into 2nd, that is Travis Wall. Adam Baker currently running in 3rd, Joe Mitchell in 4th, and Lupe Gonzalez will run out in the top 5 for the time being. Your biggest mover still does belong to Paul Zota, who is 1 lap down in 13th. He has gained 7 positions after starting 20th tonight. Keeping an eye on our leader, Keith Mayato, as he hits lap 33. He's got to scrape the wall a little bit, keeps it together. Give a little bit of time to Travis Wall, who's running in 2nd. Do not have the incident counter here tonight. Otherwise, we'd be letting you know who is banging into the walls. But right now, Keith Mato extends his lead out pretty well. And we did get official word. Shane Papala does call it a night. And we did see newcomer Donald McLaughlin. He's going to scrape the wall right there as we flip to him. But Seth Hatchell will make the pass on him. So he's still in the top 10. Great job by a new driver into the Cup Series. Tough making your debut here at one of the toughest tracks on the circuit. We see him get a little bit loose there in the corner. Able to hold it together though. And finish yet another lap in 10th. And a pass for second has happened. Adam Baker gets around the 44 of Travis Wall. As really the whole field's separating pretty quickly. 11 drivers on that lead lap. Justin Kern still fighting to keep on that lead lap, as right now he is 22.5 seconds back from leader Keith Mayato. And Adam Baker's got quite some time to get up to him. 3.6 right now, as they are on lap 38. Keith Mayato has led 14. He doesn't have the most yet. That belongs to Travis Wall with 19. The other driver to lead laps, that'd be Lupe Gonzalez with 4. And a driver we've been looking for to have a breakout. We saw him last week actually compete near the end for a top 3 position. As did he finish third? I believe he did finish third. Brian Neff of Can-Am Motorsports running in 8th at the moment. And we got a battle right here for the 5th position as Steven Burnett starting to inch closer to Lupe Gonzalez. As Lupe is going to scrape the wall a little bit once again. Steven Burnett's going to try to keep it down as much as he can. But I think we're starting to see damage play a factor in this race here tonight. Paul Cohen on pit road, as we're going to start to see some green flag stops to open this race here tonight. Adam Baker did run the fastest time once again there, beating out Keith Mayato on that last lap of the 28. We got a caution. And I think it might have been Lynn McNeese. Let's take a look with our first caution of the night. And it was Lynn McNeese. He gets a little bit loose coming off the corner, hits that outside wall, spins it, tries to lock it down. Doesn't look like he made contact with the inside wall, but it was just enough to get that car upset and bring out the first caution for the night. As we see Lynn now getting around, trying to get back to pit road. Because we're going to see these guys coming down pit road, most of them for the first time here tonight. And Paul Zoda should be getting the lucky dog. Let's see if they give the 99 the lucky dog this time around. And they won't. They're going to give the 2 the lucky dog. Justin Kern, who I didn't realize was a lap down. He must have just got put in a lap down, as we're seeing drivers come to their pit boxes right now. See who gets off pit road first, as we had all 10 drivers in the top 10 go down pit road, and it will be Travis Wall off pit road first, followed by Adam Baker. See who else gets off pit road. Stephen Burnett in third. Keith Mayato goes all the way from first to fourth, and Joe Mitchell will come off in sixth. So a lot of movement on pit road, as we saw Keith Mayato. Paul Zotto won't stay out to get that lap back, knowing he needs tires. Keith Mayato will fall from first to fourth. Adam Baker will stay in second. Travis Wall will go from third to first. Joe Mitchell from fourth to sixth. Lupe Gonzalez from fifth to ninth. Stephen Burnett from sixth to third. As we're going to start getting this updated, we are. So we're going to lose that data there for a moment. Taking a look at other times through the field. Keith Mayato with a slow stop, 22.08. Joe Mitchell with a 25.40. Justin Kern, who's now going to go down pit road. Taking a look at other times as Paul Zotto still on pit road. A lot of drivers back here who are lapped down trying to get some damage fixed. The Paul Zotto 30-second stop right now, as we're waiting to see when does Paul Zotto come off pit road, because that time is climbing. 38.57 for Paul Zotto, as he'll come out in 13th. So your new leader here will be Travis Wall. Getting his lap back will be the 84 of Lynn McNeese and the 41 of Kurt Davidson. Lynn McNeese will be put back on the lead lap. Kurt Davidson is currently showing, I believe Kurt Davidson is 10 laps down, so he's got a long battle on his hands. But while we are on the one to go, let's look at the trivia question in tonight. Which former driver has 22 wins at Darlington? 22 wins. Quite an accomplishment there. And Travis Wall has got to be happy. Lupe Gonzalez nowhere in sight. And that 09 of Keith Mayato back in fourth. He's got to battle some other drivers right now, though, as the pace car will drop off. They'll make the long way around to that green flag. And we're back to green, 100 laps to go in the iRacing Drivers World 145 at Darlington Speedway. And Travis Wall gets that great early jump on Adam Baker. We'll take a look through the field here. Adam Baker in second, Keith Mayato in third, Stephen Burnett fourth, and Joe Mitchell will round out your top five. Two drivers from Motorsports in the top five, Travis Wall and Stephen Burnett. Back up front, though, to Travis Wall. He's got a half-second lead on Adam Baker, as he's got 23 laps led right now. Currently the most laps led. Keith Mayato up into the third position. He has 19 laps led. And back in seventh, Lupe Gonzalez with 4 laps led. Donald McLaughlin does make the pass on Justin Kern, as he is now in ninth once again. And Justin Kern back in 10th. So all three drivers of Max Road Motorsports currently in the top 10. And Travis Wall setting sail right now on Adam Baker, as he's currently a half a second still, and we're seeing that climb a little bit. Oh, we saw it almost hit 0.6 seconds of a lead, 0.6 of a lead. And there it is, 0.6 now. So hitting lap 50 here tonight. Travis Wall is doing pretty well. 25 laps led. So he has led over half the laps here tonight. Excuse me, they're on lap 49. They will be on 50 this time around. And we're seeing Adam Baker start to drop off. Let's go back as he doesn't have a battle right now. We'll go to Steve Burnett, who's got a battle with Joe Mitchell right now. As we're seeing this battle kind of die off as the 5 of Stephen Burnett looking to make the pass. We do have a pass back in 10th. Justin Kern kind of getting pushed around right now. As we saw him get stuck on the bottom side, letting Seth Hatchell by. He also lets Aaron Riley by. Justin Kern struggling early here tonight. Travis Wall in the meanwhile up front still at 6/10 lead, and we do have a pass for third. That is Stephen Burnett making the pass on Keith Mayotta, who's falling back. He's gonna let Joe Mitchell go by him on that inside line. As Keith Mayotta will fall back to 5th. He's got the 77 of Chris Samard right behind him. Stephen Burnett, though, up in 3rd. He's got Joe Mitchell still right there. And now Joe Mitchell will go to the outside and make the pass. Keith Mayotta trying to get back in. Stephen Burnett will fight back, and we're going to have a little bit of a wreck. That is the 5. He's going to hit the 77. The 09 looks to have made contact with him. We're going to go back and take a look with our second caution of the night. That unfolded quickly. And we saw right there, we're going to take one more look at it. Coming off the corner, the 5's up high. Looks like he went low, tried to go back to the high side, and the 09 was right there. The 5 collects the 77 in the process. So a tough break for both those drivers who were running great out here. This will be our second caution of the night. Travis Wall now brings him down pit road. And we should be seeing Paul Zota actually get the wave around this time, as these guys come down pit road right now. Take a look at the pit stop times once again for the second time here tonight. You see that 44 go into the pit box, go to the outer camera, see who gets off first. As we see the smoke come up way back there. A lot of cars making their way off. It will be Travis Wall once again leading his way out of the pits. Adam Baker, followed by Joe Mitchell. Lupe Gonzalez makes a fight back. Brian Neff up into the top 5. Justin Kern rolls off in 8th. Keith Mayato still on pit road, a 35-second and climbing pit stop time. Not sure what is happening to the 09, but he has fallen back into 9th. As did he get a lot more damage than we think he got, as he's going to fall back to 10th with Lynn McNeese making the pass on him. Seth Hatchell in 12th. Aaron Riley in 13th. Paul Zota got the wave around. He is coming down pit road now. A big movement on pit road as we saw Keith Mayato almost drop out of the top 10. And right now, your top 5 is Travis Wall, Adam Baker, Joe Mitchell, Lupe Gonzalez, and look at that, the newcomer, Donald McLaughlin, into the top 5. Travis Wall has had a pretty good run out here tonight. He did have a little bit of a battle from the 09, and Lupe Gonzalez, we saw Keith Mayato start on the outside corner of Travis Wall that last restart. Now we're going to see Lupe Gonzalez on that outside corner, and we are back up to 11 drivers, I believe, on the lead lap. We do have 11. The last one being Seth Hatchell. And it's weird to see the points leader right now back there in 11th. Ryan Neff's going to dip it down pit road, so he will drop back. A couple other drivers still on pit road. That'll be Stephen Burnett and Chris Samard. Along with Paul Cohen, Jeff Glockner, Shane Papala, Bob Skinner, David Gainforth. We have 13 drivers remaining on the track. 60 laps into this race. Pace car has dipped off. Travis Wall brings him to the line. And the green flag is back out here at the iRacing Drivers World 145 at Darlington Speedway. Travis Wall not getting the greatest of jumps there as he gave the lap lead up to Adam Baker. But then he gets the great jump into the corner. Go back to second because that's where the battle is between the teammates. Joe Mitchell's going to get loose coming off the corner. Into the wall he goes. Blown engine. Another caution is out for Joe Mitchell. Tough break for the 18. Who is looking for a great finish out here tonight. Let's take a look back with our third caution of the night. And there may have been another incident. Yes, Aaron Riley into the wall. If we can take a look here to this is the second incident that was happening. Let's see if we can flip to the Joe Mitchell incident. We see Aaron Riley into the wall. We'll go up to the front with 48 and 18. 18 of Joe Mitchell just snaps loose coming off that corner, nowhere to go but that inside wall. Blown motor for him as you see the car immediately die on the track. Tough break for that 18. As will we see the leaders coming back down pit road. And there's a lot of lap traffic on pit road as we have 10 drivers. Yes, count them, 10 drivers on the lead lap. Then in the pits, you have Joe Mitchell, Aaron Riley, Stephen Burnett, Chris Samard. I imagine we'll see Aaron Riley come back onto the pits. Kurt Davidson, who is currently 8 laps down, will be the lucky dog. So he'll go to 7 laps down. He has a chance, if there are enough cautions, to get back on the lead lap. Believe it or not, Paul Cohen, who is off the track right now in the pits. Jeff Glockner in the pits. Shane Papala, who has called it a night, is in 18th. Bob Skinner in 19th in the pits. And David Gainforth called it a night. He has called it quits for 20th tonight. And your biggest mover by far, Paul Zoda, 12th place. As we are going to get a guest commentator up here as Joe Mitchell. Joe Mitchell, you got a copy?
Yes, sir. How's it going?
Definitely a tough break out there for you tonight. What can you explain to us what happened out there?
I don't know. It looked like me and Adam we both kind of lifted, I guess, to try just to get it single filed, and we both did it at the same time, so we stayed side by side, and I think I clipped the white liner, the apron coming out of 2, and just went straight into the wall. So I think I'm pretty much done for the night.
Well, I believe you said you wanted to be up here. Do you want to commentate?
Yeah, sounds good.
All right. Well, right now, lap 63, and Travis Wall, 38 laps led. Who do you think's got a shot out there tonight, as we have 10 cars actually on that lead lap?
Travis has been fast all week. Adam as well. I know Lupe. Hold on. Sorry, just a second. Lupe Gonzalez has been really fast on the long runs. If they can get some long runs in, I think he'll come into play here. Looks like quite a few guys got pretty significant damage that were running up front.
Yeah, we talked about it in the pre-race. Lupe Gonzalez still looking for that first win of the Cup season. Still not locked into the chase. Are you kind of surprised by that? And I think we might have lost Joe there for a second. But right now, we're getting ready to go back green flag race, and they are doubled up. As you see, Lupe Gonzalez right now in third.
I was talking on the wrong channel. Sorry.
But, yeah, we were talking about, are you surprised to see Lupe Gonzalez not have a win yet this year in the Cup Series?
Yeah. I had a whole conversation with myself there. Yeah, it's really surprising. All-time wins leader, and I don't know, man. He's just had a lot of bad luck this year. Pretty unfortunate stuff. But hopefully, he can get it done here tonight. He's been real fast.
Well, let's see what unfolds here as we get the green flag once again here at Darlington Speedway for the iRacing Drivers World 145, and Travis Wall out to that early jump once again. We saw the separation to single file pretty quickly there. Is that just the nature of Darlington? You try to get to the single file and run the really the one groove they have here in the corners.
Yeah, the starts and restarts are really tough. We tried to do a couple of mock runs in practice. It didn't go so well, so I think everyone had the same mindset, just trying to be a little conservative, getting into turn 1, and trying to get it single file out and just go racing.
Now, one of the drivers we've been looking at here tonight, 21 of Donald McLaughlin. Correct me if I'm wrong, but this is his first Cup race here tonight, right?
Yes, it is. We talked to him a little bit. He has a whole bunch of starts this season in the Truck Series, and I guess me and Paul kind of dropped the ball a little bit, and probably should have been moved up a little sooner, but he's not able to run every week, so it's good to see him out here tonight, and he's having a good run so far.
Yeah, making his debut at one of the toughest oval tracks they have on the circuit. Right now, running in 4th, he's got to be happy about that right now. And really, the top 4 are still within reach of each other. Donald has fallen off a little bit, but Lupe to Travis Wall. We do have another caution, 1.3 seconds separate them. And I believe it was Justin Kern involved in that one. We'll take a look back here as it involved the 60 of Brian Neff and the 2 of Justin Kern. Looks like Kern maybe snapped a little bit loose, and Brian Neff really nowhere to go for him. It looks like maybe Brian got the brunt of that damage, losing the front end of that car.
Yeah, it's once you get a couple laps on the tires, the balance of the car, it's been taking a major swing. It just feels very unstable going into turn 1. You're pretty much loose all the way up until the center of the corner. You're just kind of wiggling and walking it up the track, and by the time you get it settled down, you need to roll out a little bit to get a good run off it too. Yeah, I don't really know how to describe it. It's just takes a pretty rough swing sometimes. I don't know.
Now, Darlington, you see it all the time. You see these throwback schemes. Give us who's your favorite scheme out there tonight.
Oh man, that's a tough one. I'm gonna have to go with Paul Zoda in the 99. It's old Folgers throwback scheme that Tim Richmond used to run. I think Tim was an awesome race car driver, and had obviously passed away with all his health issues. But I don't know, it's just cool to see someone thinking about him, like one of the lost greats of NASCAR.
Now, you're going to have to tell me if this happened, because I don't see it. I just see that. Did Paul Zoda disconnect?
I'm not showing him as disconnected.
I'm not seeing him on the track at the moment.
Well, neither am I. I wonder if he might have had some electrical issues.
Yeah, I was looking around at some of the schemes out there. A lot of these guys, in the past in NASCAR, you've seen guys run the traditional throwback of everything looking the same. And I noticed this year we're seeing a lot more drivers take their own, their main sponsor and kind of replace it with whatever the throwback had. And we saw a lot of drivers do that this year on iRacing as well. As I think we saw Justin Kern. Yes, I believe he is in the old Rainbow Warrior Jeff Gordon scheme, and he is actually running the Weekly Racer on that car, beat up right now. But it's kind of cool seeing some of these drivers replace the sponsors with their actual sponsors.
Yeah, I think it's pretty cool too. I know that most people, when they think of a throwback scheme, they want it to be true to form, sponsors, everything. In the real world now, it doesn't really work out like that, with sponsors paying big money to have their names on the car. I know a lot of these guys have their own sponsors that race here, so I think it's cool to give their sponsor credit, but to also pay tribute to some of the older racers.
And I personally don't know if it is a throwback. But that scheme that Travis Wall out there, it definitely has the throwback feel with those bright, vibrant colors on that car.
Yeah, I don't believe that's his normal car. We were talking a little bit. He said he did paint that one. I didn't get to ask him what it was modeled after.
All right, well, it looks like we're getting ready to go back to green flag racing. And it does look like Paul Zoda might have dropped out for tonight. So that'll put 8 cars on. Oh, Paul Zoda is back. We just saw him come back on the track. So 8 drivers, though, on the lead lap. Paul Zoda will be, I believe, 1 or 2 laps down.
Yeah, I think he only went 1 down right there. So I know it's a tough break, but I'm sure something's going to happen. This track's pretty rough tonight. It's not being very kind.
Now let's get back to it. Pace car has dipped down into pit road. Travis Wall brings him back around once again. 47 laps led for him. And the green flag waiting for it to come out. There it is. Green flag is out once again here at the iRacing Drivers World 145 at Darlington Speedway. And he gets a great jump once again. Kind of leaving Adam Baker in the dust as they go single file. And definitely that car to watch. 53 of Lupe Gonzalez back in third. We've seen him kind of go up and down all night, but he did get the pole. We know he's got the speed out there.
Yeah, he's definitely he's a very quiet guy. You don't hear a lot from him on track. You don't even realize that he's coming up behind you a half a second faster sometimes until he's there.
And one of the drivers we haven't talked a lot about tonight, your teammate Seth Hatchell, up in the top 5. You saw him struggle early on in the race here tonight, but we know that along with Lupe Gonzalez, Seth Hatchell is one of those late race drivers.
Yeah, I know he had some tough luck on, I think, the initial start of the race. I see some smoke up ahead. I don't know.
Yeah, it looks like we got a blown motor. Looks like the 84 of Lynn. The 84 of Lynn McNeese, as he's gonna try to bring it down to pit road. Almost misses pit road. Goes for a spin. We're gonna stay green though, as now he's kind of going backwards on the track.
I think that was another big concern here tonight with everybody was if we did get some long green flag runs. This is probably one of the hardest pit roads to get onto with new tires, especially tires that have 40 or 50 laps on them. It could be pretty tricky. You got to start slowing down to get the pit road and on the backstretch, basically.
Yeah, I've noticed from my experience running this track, you see a lot of drivers almost, going into the backstretch, almost down to pit road speed, just so they don't overshoot it. Because I tell you what, that is a blind corner once you get to that entrance.
Yeah, it's tough too because it's such a huge transition. If you try to do it in the corner, once you get down on the apron, it just wants to throw the car sideways, and it's just the safer bet to be conservative. Try to just get down on the apron quick and get it slowed down.
So we are getting word Paul Zota 2 laps down. Right now, if the caution does come out, he is the lucky dog. Aaron Riley, his teammate, is 4 laps down, or 3 laps down. So he will kind of be in the same boat as Paul at the moment. Stephen Burnett back on the track as well. So we do have 12 drivers on the track still right now. Only 2 have disconnected from the server. Travis Wall, though, has pretty much dominated this race tonight, but Adam Baker sticking right behind him, hasn't really given up too much time. We're starting to see him fight back right now. I think Adam can get it done.
It's very possible. I think him, Travis, Keith Mayato, there's a couple guys that have just been on fire all season. They've been the guys to beat every week. And watching it now, I'm wondering if these guys are maybe pushing it extremely hard, and Lupe is just laying back there in third, waiting for these guys to burn their stuff up.
And we're seeing Seth Hatchell right now in 5th and Keith Mayato in 6th. We looked at it earlier. Seth's only got a 1 race deficit on Keith Mayato for the most wins this season, as Keith's at 5, Seth's at 4. So, I mean, it's really still anybody's game for that crown, you could say. As right now we see Seth Hatchell trying to get around the 21 of Donald McLaughlin. But 7 cars on that lead lap, and I think the biggest surprise tonight is that 21 of Donald McLaughlin. So.
Yeah, again, I mean, for your first race here in the Cup Series with these guys, there's a lot of really heavy competition. So to come out here and be running up in the top 5 and still be here right now for the debut of his Cup Series, that's pretty awesome.
And we see him give up 4th pretty easily there to the 8. But let's go up front because that's where the battle's starting to heat up. We're seeing it a 1/10 lead right now for Travis Wall. Adam Baker sitting right behind him. Then you go back another second to Lupe Gonzalez. They're getting around, and they just got around Aaron Riley. And Travis Wall's going to snap loose, coming off the corner into the wall, up into the track. Aaron Riley's going to get a piece of him. Bad break for the 44, who has dominated here all night tonight. We're going to take a look back with our 5th caution of the night.
Oh man, that was terrible. I hate to see stuff like that happen.
Seeing Travis Wall right now. He might have gotten it a little bit early. And do you think maybe the pressure of the 48 of Adam Baker got to him there? Here, is this the corner? It might have gone a little bit too far. We'll see if we can get another check here. We're seeing the very end of that crash. Now we're seeing the beginning of it. He just loses it off the corner down into the inside wall. Looks like he has the brakes locked down. Aaron Riley nowhere to go. And Aaron Riley had a little bit of damage. He not only hit Travis Wall, went down and smacked the inside wall with himself. So, tough break there for the leader of this race, as now Adam Baker will lead the race coming down pit road, and right behind him you have two of the biggest drivers in wins really here in SoMO. That is Seth Hatchell and Lupe Gonzalez. And taking a look back at last year, the championship came down really to those three drivers. I don't know if you remember it, but it was a Homestead, and I believe Lupe edged out Seth Hatchell, and I believe beat him by 1 point to get that championship. So, do you think maybe Seth's going to try to put the pressure on Lupe, trying to get revenge a little bit for that?
It's very possible. Well, Lupe won the championship in the Cup Series last year. It actually came down to a tie. I believe it was most wins or something like that, or most top fives.
Off the top of my head, I'm not sure.
It's crazy though. You go throughout the course of the whole season, and for it to come down to the last race like that, it's just awesome. It goes to show the competition level up here. And I think there was probably, I don't know, I know it's the chase and everything, but it's just the way it all worked out. I don't know. The fact that there was just so many people in the running, and people that surprised everybody by how far they made it. I'm really looking forward to being a part of it again this year, because it was a lot of fun last year.
Yeah, and looking at the points in the pre-race show, we saw that you have the 16 drivers, and I believe last year we had 16 drivers that qualified on races, and then this year you have more than that. You have 4 more drivers that are just on the cusp of making it in, as we saw Justin Kern, who was only 15 points back, and I believe after tonight he should be in the chase, as Joe Owen, a no-show again here tonight. That should put Justin Kern at just enough points to get into the chase.
Yeah, I know. I've talked to a few of those guys, and I know they're really stressing out about it. Their whole season has come down to this, and next week at Richmond. So it's really interesting, and I know those guys they're fighting for their lives trying to make it in there.
Taking a look at the top 5 right now before we go back to green flag. Adam Baker, who started 6th up front. Seth Hatchell started 13th. He's in 2nd. Lupe Gonzalez, who had the pole, he is in 3rd. Keith Mayato, who started 2nd tonight, will be in 4th. And running out your top 5, newcomer Donald McLaughlin, who started 9th, in 5th. So really a lot of movement in this top 5. Saw Seth Hatchell go from 13th to 2nd, and I still gotta admire Donald McLaughlin from 9th to 5th, and this tough league at this tough of a track. And right behind Brian Neff in 7th place, 1 lap down now, Paul Zota. 13 positions gained for him here tonight.
Yeah, that's he said that was his plan tonight, was just to try to stay out of trouble and be around at the end. It looks like it's working out for him so far.
And let's get back to green flag racing. The pace car will dip down, and Adam Baker will bring him back for his first restart of the night. Coming to lap 89. Teammate Seth Hatchell on the outside. Green flag is out. We're back racing here at the iRacing Drivers World 145 at Darlington Speedway. And look at that, the 53 and the 48 working together, getting a great jump on the 8 of Seth Hatchell. And they're going to go side by side into 1. I know that's a little bit dangerous, but Seth Hatchell's got to try to make it work for him on the outside, and he will.
Well, they pulled that off a whole lot better than I did.
And now Donald McLaughlin trying to get up into the top 3. He's going to put the pressure on Lupe Gonzalez. What a battle back here for the 3rd position. It's going to kind of thin out as they're going to go back to single file action. Brian Neff trying to peek in there and get some movement there. He had his best finish of the year last week at Bristol. You know, he wants to get back in the top 3 as well.
Sorry, Steven, I gotta jump off here. I have to go make a phone call. I apologize.
Sounds good. Thank you for joining us in the booth tonight.
Yes, sir. Thanks for having me up here.
That was Joe Mitchell, driver of the 18. Thank you to him for being up in the booth tonight with us and calling part of the race. We're on lap 91, and Adam Baker is up front. And he has extended his lead out to 1 second over Seth Hatchell in 2nd place and Lupe Gonzalez in 3rd. Donald McLaughlin will be in 4th. Keith Mayato in 5th. We have 10 drivers on the track. 6 on the lead lap. Paul Zota, Stephen Burnett, Kurt Davidson, and Justin Kern are your lapped cars. Let's go to the battle for 2nd as Lupe Gonzalez is still putting the pressure. Lupe Gonzalez is still putting the pressure on the 8 of Seth Hatchell. As we're seeing Lupe stick it to the back of Seth Hatchell. They do have quite a ways now to Adam Baker. 1.5 seconds. Is the 48 burning his tires up because he is jumping out quick. Seth Hatchell is going to give up 2nd now to Lupe Gonzalez. And the 53 is now going to push forward and try to make a run here on lap 95. Late in the run, we're seeing Lupe and Seth Hatchell push towards the front. We've seen it all the time from these two drivers. Seeing it once again here tonight. As now can Lupe make it work? Adam Baker is out, and he is actually losing time now to the 53 of Lupe Gonzalez. .6 seconds. We saw it climb back up. The 53 of Lupe trying to do everything he can to make the time up. Let's go up to Adam Baker right now, who is all alone. He's got quite the distance back. Go to Seth Hatchell, who's right behind Lupe Gonzalez in 4th right now. Donald McLaughlin, Keith Mayato in 5th. Brian Neff in 6th. Your first car 1 lap down would be Paul Zota. And Adam Baker might have had an issue there. Stephen Burnett, though, is currently showing 3 laps down. Kurt Davidson 5 laps down in 9th, and Justin Kern will be 8 laps down. Did this just update? I believe Kurt Davidson's 5 laps down. Justin Kern is 8 laps down at the moment. Those are your drivers on the track right now as we hit lap 98. Adam Baker 16 laps led. And Travis Wall has pulled his car behind the wall for the night. So has Paul Cohen, still on the track, but not on the track. Aaron Riley, Lynn McNeese, Joe Mitchell, Chris Samard, Jeff Glockner, and Bob Skinner. Adam Baker taking him away, going to lap 99. Let's take a look through the field. Where is the battle going on? It looks like right now it is for the 4th position. Keith Mayato in 5th and Donald McLaughlin in 4th. And Lupe Gonzalez runs a faster lap there than the leader Adam Baker by 1/10 of a second. And your fastest lap does belong to Lupe Gonzalez right now with a 26.738, about a second, or about a half a second slower than his last lap time. As we hit lap 101, let's take a look at the race summary so far here tonight. 6 lead changes. Adam Baker is your leader. That 26.7, showing it as a 26.672. That belongs. Is that a different time? But I believe that belongs to. They're showing that belongs to Joe Mitchell. As it may. Yes, that does belong to Joe Mitchell, who is out of this race. So the fastest lap on the track is Lupe Gonzalez, but the fastest lap does belong to Joe Mitchell. 5 cautions here tonight for 20 laps. 44 laps do remain in this race. Oops. We went right back to it. The battle's still going on here between these two. 1.7 still for Adam Baker over Lupe Gonzalez. The battle, though, is between Donald McLaughlin and Keith Mayato. 0.3 separate them. Watching this battle right here, as you see, Donald McLaughlin's got 2 seconds up into 3rd, who is Seth Hatchell. And right behind him, he is sticking right to him. That is Keith Mayato. McLaughlin doing everything he can right now to stay ahead of Keith Mayato. As Keith looked for the pass, not gonna get it. Going into, I believe that is turn 1 and 2. Coming onto the backstretch now. And Keith's going to smack the wall coming out of the corner. He's going to regain it, though. He is still 0.3 back. Paul Zoda needs that caution to come out quick because he is about to go 2 laps down. And we do have a caution. And it is going to be... Was it Justin Kern? Justin Kern's on pit road. Let's take a look because we were just talking about how Paul Zoda wanted that caution and it comes out just in time. And it was Justin Kern into that inside wall. We'll take one more look back with it. Justin Kern coming off of turn 2. Smacks into the wall. Snaps a little bit loose into that inside wall. The 2 car, that Rainbow Warrior, the weekly racer scheme going on, as he's gonna pull it down into pit road. All at a night here tonight. So Adam Baker, 25 laps led, but now that gap between him and the 53 is gone. Can he hold off the late race charge of Lupe Gonzalez, who's looking to lock his way into next week, or into the chase in 2 weeks? Down pit road they come. Paul Zotto will get the wave around. He'll be back onto the lead lap. So we had 6, make it 7 cars on the lead lap. Stephen Burnett might try to stay out and go 1 lap down. Coming off pit road first, that will be Adam Baker, Seth Hatchell, Keith Mayato, Donald McLaughlin, and Lupe Gonzalez. A long pit stop there as he will come off in 6th. Make it 5th when Paul Zotto drops back. But a long stop by Lupe Gonzalez, 24.1 seconds. Maybe that's what he wanted to do. We might see him stick back, let that car build, save some tires, and try to finish this race out. So let's take a look around the field as we have a couple drivers coming back on the track. Drivers we haven't seen in a while here tonight. But Adam Baker is your leader. 27 laps led for him. Started in 6th tonight, up to 1st. We've only seen him drop down to 7th. Seth Hatchell, who we saw drop to 12th, started 13th tonight in 2nd. Keith Mayato, who started in 2nd, he fell to 10th. Currently running in 3rd, has 19 laps led. Donald McLaughlin, newcomer to the league in his first race in the Cup Series, started 9th tonight. We saw him drop to 11th. He is in 4th at the moment. Brian Neff, who started 14th. He is showing as in 5th at the moment. His lowest position was actually his starting position in 14th. Lupe Gonzalez, who started on the pole, led 4 laps. He is showing in 6th. Paul Zotto back on the lead lap, started 20th. 15 positions gained for him here tonight. Actually, no, excuse me, he is in 7th, so 13 positions gained for him, but still a great run by Paul Zotto here tonight. Stephen Burnett got involved in a wreck early. He's going to try to get 1 lap back, started 7th, will be 1 lap down in 8th. Kurt Davidson also trying to get a lap back, started 15th. He is up in 9th. Show him as 5 laps down now, or 4 laps down. Justin Curran on pit road. He is in 10th at the moment, started in 10th. Travis Wall called it a night, took his car behind the wall. He's in 11th. Next car on the track, that would be Lynn McNeese, who started 17th. He is in 13th at the moment. He is currently showing 28 laps down. Next driver on the track, make it Chris Samard in the 77 Mountain Dew machine. Started 8th. He is currently in 15th, and he is showing... Waiting for it to update here, but right now we are showing 53 laps down for the 77. Other drivers who have called it a night here tonight, that will be Travis Wall. He will be done for the night. Paul Cohen, Shane Papala, Bob Skinner, and David Gainforth have all taken their cars behind the wall. We have gotten the 1 to go. Pace car lights are out. Adam Baker will bring him to the line. MB Motorsports will take the front row. There goes the pace car, getting ready to go back green flag racing, as we'll have 35 to go at the green. And there is the green flag. 35 laps to go here tonight. Little bit of a checkup on the outside by the 8 of Seth Hatchell. That'll give it up to Keith Mayato to jump to the inside and take over the 2nd position. Lupe Gonzalez will get up into the 5th position, rounding out your top 5 at the moment. He gets around Brian Neff pretty easily. Now he's got to make his way on the 21 of Donald McLaughlin. And Lupe gonna make a move, get down, try to make the pass on the 21. He's not gonna quite get it. He is driving it hard now. He knows his time is running out. He's trying to lock his way into the chase. He might get in on points, but he wants to make it work for him. As he's gonna put the pressure on the newcomer, Donald McLaughlin. Little bit of wiggle there by the 53. And we're not seeing the 21 let the old veteran get around. He's going to push him to the end. Lupe Gonzalez tries again on that inside line. He's got the quarter panel. He is going to get the pass on the 21. He's going to move up into fourth. Now he's got Seth Hatchell in front of him. Little bit of wiggle once again by the 53 of Lupe Gonzalez. But he's making the run once again on the 8. We're seeing Lupe get runs on here we haven't seen in a while. Tonight, he is going to try to make the pass on the 8 of Seth Hatchell now. Adam Baker extending his lead to a second on Keith Mayato. We're still seeing this battle unfold, and it has become a 3-car battle with now Keith Mayato slowing down. That is going to put Seth Hatchell and Lupe Gonzalez right behind the 09 of Keith Mayato. And Lupe is putting the pressure on the 8, but the 8 is putting on the pressure. Seth Hatchell is putting the pressure on the 09 of Keith Mayato. So really this whole battle right now is for second, as right now Adam Baker's liking this. He's driving away from the pack. Once again, your battle is for the second position. As right now, Seth Hatchell in third. Check out this 3-car battle between Keith Mayato, Seth Hatchell, and Lupe Gonzalez. And Lupe Gonzalez is going to go to the inside, try to make the pass on Seth Hatchell. They're going to go side by side into corner number 1, or corner number 3. It will almost be a 3-wide formation, as now Lupe is going to file it back in behind Seth Hatchell. Lupe is going to try once again on that inside line, going into 1. Not going to quite have it. And we're seeing Seth Hatchell fall off from Keith Mayato. Lupe Gonzalez trying to make that run work for him. And in the meantime, Adam Baker has extended to a 2-second lead. We're seeing Lupe Gonzalez fall off a little bit. Maybe tried to push a little too hard there on Seth Hatchell. He is right back to the bumper now. As we're seeing this, we're seeing Keith Mayato actually start to catch Adam Baker. As we're going to see it drop to 1.7 at times. It's right now at 1.8, climbing back to 1.9. And we're going to see it go right back to 2 seconds. As we thought Keith Mayato might have a shot at starting to catch Adam Baker, but that is looking to fall quickly. And Lupe Gonzalez still in search of trying to get around Seth Hatchell. As we are getting near 20 to go. And this battle is still for second. Into 3 coming out of 4. It still will be Keith Mayato, Lupe Gonzalez to that inside line. Does he have it on Seth Hatchell? And he will for the moment. Coming out of the corner, can Lupe Gonzalez hold it? He will. So Lupe Gonzalez will move into the 3rd position. Seth Hatchell back into 4th. Now can Lupe make the run on Keith Mayato? 2.5 seconds ahead is Adam Baker. Keith Mayato's got a lot of time to make up in 20 laps to get a shot at extending his wins to 6 this season. In the meantime, Lupe's still in search of that first win this year. We're seeing Lupe not able to really make a dent in the time. He's 6/10 behind Keith Mayato. But we're seeing Adam Baker even farther ahead now. 2.3, make it 2.4 at times. Take a look at the trivia question really quick here. Which former driver has 22 wins at Darlington? The answer to that one, Terry Labonte. First win in 1980 and his last win in 2003. We are taking a look here. 2.7 from Lupe Gonzalez up to Adam Baker with 19 to go. Keith Mayato with 2.1. $18 to go here tonight, as we still have 6 cars on the lead lap. Paul Zotto goes 1 lap down. And Burnett was back on pit road. As we're seeing right now, Paul Zotto 57 laps on his tires. Can Paul Zotto make it to the end on this set of tires? As we saw Paul Zotto almost get it into the 09 of Keith Mayato. That's going to slow him up a little bit, make Lupe Gonzalez closer, make it down to 0.2 seconds, as this battle is going to unfold for 2nd place. $16 laps to go, coming to 15. Adam Baker still up front. Let's take a look up front right now, as he's got a 2.6 second lead. We'll go back to Keith Mayato in 2nd, as right now he's got a 0.3 second lead on 3rd place, Lupe Gonzalez. But the battle still rolls on between these two. Lupe Gonzalez right to the back bumper of Keith Mayato. And he's going to go to the inside. He is going to make the pass. Keith Mayato into the wall. Lupe Gonzalez will move up into 2nd. He does have a 3-second gap between him and Adam Baker now. And Adam Baker did run a faster lap. So we're seeing maybe some of that tire fall off from Lupe and all the battling he had to do to get up into 2nd. But we're seeing a 3-second lead as he's going to go into the wall. He's going to clip it pretty hard, but so is the 09 of Keith Mayato. And Paul Zotto starting to run into some problems. He is now 2 laps down, as it looks like he is coming down pit road. $13 laps to go now, as Adam Baker up front, 51 laps led. If he stays up front, pending anything happens to him, he should walk away barely with the most laps led. Right now he has 52, make it 53 next time around. And Travis Wall, who is out of this race, has 58. Battle still going on for the 2nd place position. Lupe Gonzalez in second, Keith Mayato in third. Another battle to watch. Brian Neff, damage and all, ahead of Donald McLaughlin. About a second separates those two. And what are we seeing up front? Adam Baker lost roughly a second there. Is he gonna cut it short on fuel? Not sure what happened to the 48. Oh, see Paul Zota pitted. Yeah, we are not sure what happened to the 48 there, but he has dropped to 2.7 seconds back. As Lupe Gonzalez started to make some time on him. Nine to go. I'm not sure if Lupe has enough left in the tank. As Keith Mayato, we saw a little bit of wiggle back there as he is starting to fight for the third position once again here tonight. And there will be a pass for the second position as they go side by side. It will be Keith Mayato going in to turn 3, making the low pass on the 53 of Lupe Gonzalez. 8 laps to go, make it 7 to go as Adam Baker now has 57 laps led. We'll take a look at the field as they show on the track. Adam Baker, 57 laps led. He is going to make contact with the 84. No problem there getting around him though after the contact. That will slow him up a little bit though, as he is just tied for the most laps led. Started 6th tonight. Go back to second, Keith Mayato, who started second. 19 laps led for him. Lupe Gonzalez started on the pole. 4 laps led for Lupe, who's currently showing in third. Seth Hatchell, who started 13th, currently showing in 4th. Brian Neff, who started 14th, got the newcomer of Donald McLaughlin right behind him, who started 9th, and he's trying to get his first top 5 finish with his first race of the year. Paul Zota currently showing 3 laps down. He started 20th, 13 positions gained for him as he's running in 7th. Stephen Burnett started in 7th, currently showing his 8th. Kurt Davidson, who started 15th tonight, will be in 9th. Lynn McNeese coming down pit road, started 17th, now in 10th. Joe Mitchell has made his way back onto the track. He is 64 laps down, but he is running 14th as we're going to see him almost tap the wall there. But let's go back out front because we have 4 laps to go now for Adam Baker, who now has 60 laps led. And we are getting word Donald McLaughlin is a Max Rev Motorsports driver. So definitely that team's going to reap in the points tonight. As Adam Baker will make it 2 to go here tonight, as he's actually losing time right now to Keith Mayato, down to 1.5. Does Keith Mayato have a shot to pull off the win? As Adam Baker's giving up a lot of time right now. 1.3 now. As it's going to be a miracle for Keith Mayato to make it to the front, but he's got to make it 1.2. White flag is out now. Adam Baker coming around, still that 1.2 second lead. I don't think he's got anybody to worry about now, as he's going to come around for the final corner of the race. He's going to give up a little bit more time, but he's got it. Adam Baker will win the iRacing Drivers World 145 at Darlington Speedway. And we'll be right back. We're going to take a quick break, and after we will get a quick word in with our top 3. We're actually going to get a word in with our top 2, and we'll get a word in with the newcomer, Donald McLaughlin. We'll be right back. All right, and we are going to get Adam Baker in here right away. Adam Baker, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, we saw you kind of fall off near the end there, but overall, how was the car?
It was pretty good. It would get tight on the runs, as the run would go on. I was definitely, dialing it back a little bit there, and I had hit the wall a couple times. So the car wasn't quite as good as it was at the beginning of that last run, but it was a pretty good car tonight.
Now, I know it's kind of a big thing for you right now. So why don't you tell us a little bit about your scheme and what it means?
So Prolivio is it's a hypercooling headband for migraine sufferers. Right now it's on Kickstarter. It's a project I've been working on for the past few months, and it's a pretty cool product. It uses thermoelectric cooling plates to cool the user's forehead, provide some relief from migraine pain, which can be just very, very terrible. And there's over 1 billion people in the world that suffer from migraines, and we're trying to, relieve some of the pain that those people experience and change some lives.
Well, great to hear about that here tonight, and great job out there. I believe this is your second win. Your last one came back at Atlanta. It's got to feel great right now to have 2 wins going into the chase. But next week, you guys do have one more race before that chase starts, and it's Richmond. How do you think you'll deal out there?
I like Richmond, not as much in these cars as I do in the Xfinity or the trucks, but I do like that track. It's been pretty good to me in the past. And it is definitely great to get another win. I was wondering if I'd ever get another one this season in this series, and tonight the car just felt great, and some people fell off and got caught up in things, and I just had I kept my car pretty clean until the end there, and was able to keep it straight and grab that win.
Well, you do start 6th tonight. You come away with your second win of the season, 64 laps led, the most laps led on the track tonight. Who would you like to give a shout out to?
I'd like to thank you up in the booth at PBR Broadcasting for putting on these great races and giving us a chance to go back and watch and learn and have some fun doing it. I'd like to thank all the admins for everything that they do. Managing this league is not always the easiest, but they're doing a great job, and we have a lot of fun. And all the other drivers out here for racing with respect tonight. Tough track, but it was a good race. I'd like to thank all my teammates for everything that they do. Seth had a great run, and Joe was really, really fast tonight. It's unfortunate he got caught up in that spin. And I'd like to thank the sponsors for tonight's race, the Lazy Days Racing for sponsoring the series. I'd like to thank Prolivio for being on the car, and everybody should go check that out on Kickstarter.
Well, congrats on your second win of the season. Congrats on the win, of course, here tonight at one of the toughest tracks on the circuit. And we hope to see you next week out of Richmond.
All right, thank you.
And that was Adam Baker. We'll now move on to our second place finisher, Keith Mayato. Keith Mayato, you got a copy.
10-4.
What a race you put on out there tonight. We saw you start on the front row. We saw you actually get ahead of Lupe for a little while, lead some laps, and then you kind of fell back and worked your way back towards the front. How was the car out there, though?
The car was pretty good before I think I wrecked it like 10 times, but it was actually pretty good. It was really tight there on the last run, and I don't know if Adam was just letting me catch up or taking it easy there. But I was trying hard, but I kept overdriving out of 4, and I was getting a bad push. But other than that, I'm happy with the second.
Now, did the battle with Lupe late in that race kind of affect the distance between you and Adam Baker?
No, I think I was interfering with their race with Seth and Lupe there, so that's why I kind of just let Lupe go because I thought he was gonna get a run and maybe that would give me a chance of catching up to Adam. But yeah, Lupe ended up hitting the wall a couple times when he was in front of me, and then I guess the damage was big enough that he couldn't stay ahead.
Now, you do have 5 wins, so you are locked into the chase, of course. But next week is the last week of the regular season. You guys head to Richmond. You got anything for these guys?
I'm hoping I do, as long as I can keep it clean. I've been last couple of nights have been a little bit rough here, but it is Darlington, so it's not like I'm the only one hitting the wall. But yeah, if I keep it clean, I should have a good race next week.
Well, you start second tonight. You lead 19 laps. You come away with a second place finish. Who would you like to give a shout out to?
Give a shout out to GAC Crew, Prolivio for sponsoring a race tonight, Lazy Days Racing for sponsoring a series, and for yourself, Steven, for doing a good job tonight.
Well, congrats on your second place finish, and we hope to speak to you next week out at Richmond.
Thank you, sir. Have a good night.
That was Keith Mayatta. We'll now move on to the newcomer, Donald McLaughlin. We'll see if we can maybe go back here a little bit for him. See if we can go back a couple laps so we can get some shots of him out there. There we go. We'll get Donald McLaughlin in the booth now. Donald McLaughlin, you got a copy?
Yes, sir, I do.
I tell you what, man, you come out here for your first start in the Lazy Days Cup Series and you put on a show out there. How was the car for you?
With fresh tires, they were rockets, but like within 8 to 10 laps into the race, or if you try to drive the car hard, you'd lose the tires really easily. I mean, but on the long run, it would be tighter and tighter. You have to back your corners up. I started learning that like halfway through the race. But now, Joe and Paul, it's my first race. So, I mean, I've been running the truck series all race long. So they said, why don't you come up here and race with us for one race to see how you do? And if I'd ever do another race with these guys in the Cup Series, I would definitely do it because these guys are awesome of a division.
Now, I've got to ask you, since this is your first race in the Cup Series here, what's your experience in the Cup car?
I've done a couple of like iRacing Series A-Class races before, and I've done some hosted races with them. So, I mean, I've got a little experience with them. But not Bristol, but Darlington, I have barely couple races under my belt. This is a lot different. I was very nervous because I didn't want to make a mistake and hit that wall and wreck out.
As somebody that was a rookie in this league at one time, I can tell you it gets a little bit better, but it's tough every week, and you definitely got to have the patience and the I guess you got to have the mental stability, I guess, to keep in the car and keep it going. But definitely a great run out there for tonight. We saw you start 6th, and you worked your way all the way up to 4th. You kind of dropped back near the end to get 6th, but if you get the invite next week, will we see you at Richmond?
I don't know yet until I see my schedule, what's going on. If I do another race, I will definitely join on Thursdays. But no, it is tough. It is tough on the nerves because, first race, and I don't understand with you because I know you did some truck races and stuff, and I go all balls to the wall and truck racing on here, and I do some give and take, but I try to keep the car clean. I got some advice from Travis Wall. He said just try to keep the car clean and try to last and get a good finish, and that's what I try to do.
That's good advice from a good driver. You start 9th tonight. You come away with a 6th place finish. Great finish for your first race here in the SoMO Cup Series. Anybody you'd like to give a shout out to tonight?
Especially for Travis for helping me out, through the cup and everything that I've done on SoMO, helping me out, learning the tracks and stuff. And definitely Paul, Joe, you, and your broadcast, the sponsors for the races, the sponsors for the league, and Piedmont for coming on the card for the throwback.
Well, congrats on your finish tonight. Congrats on your first race here in the Lazy Days Cup Series, and we definitely hope to see you out on the track later on in the season.
Thank you, sir.
And that was Donald McLaughlin, newcomer to the league. Let's go ahead and take a look at the results for tonight, as it was a pretty good race out there tonight. Only 6 cautions. Your winner will be Adam Baker. Keith Maito will finish second. Lupe Gonzalez in third. Seth Hatchell will finish fourth tonight. Brian Neff in fifth. Donald McLaughlin, newcomer to the league, will finish sixth. Paul Zota in seventh, 3 laps down. Stephen Burnett would show 3 laps down as well in eighth. Kurt Davidson will be 5 laps down in ninth. Lynn McNeese, 32 laps down in 10th. Justin Kern would finish 48 laps down in 11th, while Travis Wall would finish 62 laps down in 12th. Joe Mitchell, 64 laps down in 13th. Joining him would be Aaron Riley, 64 laps down in 14th. Chris Samard would finish 76 laps down in 15th tonight. Paul Cohen, 107 laps down in 16th. Jeff Glockner would join him, 107 down in 17th. Shane Papala would be 125 down in 18th tonight. Bob Skinner, rough night for him, as he would finish 136 laps down in 19th. And David Gainforth would round out your field in 20th, 139 laps down. And with that, I'd like to thank the many sponsors that support Southern Motorsports, including iRacing World, O2 Dermaleaf, Cindy's Finds, Portside Jaguar and Land Rover, Joe Owen Towing, Amy's Jewel Sense, Hardee's, CS Hobby, BZ Designs, and Lazy Days Racing. Thank you to the admins of SoMO, Paul Zota, Aaron Riley, and Jeff Glockner for allowing Parks Brothers Broadcasting to bring you the race here tonight. Thank you to everyone at home for watching, and make sure to subscribe to Parks Brothers Broadcasting for your weekly Lazy Days Racing broadcast. Next week, SoMO heads back to Richmond for the final race of the regular season, and you can catch all the action live here on PBR Broadcasting. Until next time, race clean, race hard, and we'll see you on the track.
If I bleed tonight, if I am sad tonight, I don't have a job to find. And if I work tonight, if I'm so tired tonight, I'll fall asleep when I'm home. Just so far from here, focused on my own way, with never looking back to those who lived in fear. There was nothing I could do.